My dear brothers and sisters, a messenger from God, Gabriel, comes to Mary, a girl of 12 or 13 years old, and greets her, saying, "Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you." Mary, filled with grace. And then when we look at the salvation history, the first reading very clearly mentioned what had happened with our parents. Adam and Eve disobeyed God. God created them in His own image and likeness and breathed into them, which means God is giving His own life. Therefore, in the second reading, St. Paul says, it is grace-filled life. God giving His life to man, and then God was walking with them in the garden. He was talking to them. Such a deep, intimate relationship man had with God. As a consequence of sin, what happens? They were sent out of the garden. That intimate relationship lost forever. And we all inherited from that. That we all have the tendency to sin. As we are born, after some time, we all sin. Therefore, in the letter to the Romans, St. Paul says, we have fallen short glory of God because we all have sinned. And so in the Gospel, in the second reading, very clearly St. Paul says, God chose us before the foundation of the world. He chose us before the foundation of the world to be with Him. Gave us His life. Now, God has to redeem the man who has lost his intimate relationship with God. Therefore, we have Mother Mary. Mother Mary conceived without sin, so that she gives birth to Jesus, the Son of God. So it was a very special, preferential grace given to Mary in order to deliver Jesus to this earth, in order to be part of salvation history, a special grace given to Mother Mary. And as a 13 years of old, Gabriel is coming and greeting, "Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you." And then Mother Mary, in the initial stages, perplexed, but then she says, "Yes, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Let it be done to me according to your word. Let everything happen as you willed." And so, perfect disobedience by Adam and Eve, and then they were not ready to recognize that they have sinned, whereas we have Mother Mary who is moving according to the plan of God. Let it be done according to your word, according to your deed, according to your plan, and that is called great fiat of Mother Mary, complete surrender to the will of God, even to her last moment. Even when Jesus was on Calvary, struggling with pain, still Mother Mary says, "Let thy will be done." And so Mother Mary not only conceived without sin, not only lived without sin, but also died without sin. Therefore, he was raised to heaven in her body and soul. With her body, because it was not sinned. So when we look at our life, God has given His life. And with the very baptism, we are reunited with God. Every stain of sin is removed, and then we have become adopted children of God, filled with His grace. God's Spirit is moving within each one of us. And today's call and challenge is for us to live a holy life, to live a grace-filled life, to live a life worthy of God's calling. That is very important for each one of us. And we need to introspect and see into our life. How do we turn away from this grace of God every moment of our life? Every time when we say no to God, no to love, no to our brothers and sisters, not ready to care for them, love them, then we are turning away from God. And so let us take up this challenge to live a grace-filled life, holy life, spirit-filled life.